That's impressive.
That is.
All my life, I've been waiting for someone, and when I find her, she's a fish.
When I'm done with you, my mom's gonna pick me up and take me home.
Over here, pile of rocks waving at you. Here. Yeah, I'm actually a thing. I'm a being. Nah, nothing makes sense here, man. The only thing that does make sense is that nothing makes sense.
When you want to talk sports, you ask folks who have seen it all up close. So on The Al Travis Show, we go with the guys at the end of the bench. Time to talk all things sports.
Oh, we got a lot of sports to talk about. I got them, the guys at the end of the bench. Still self-serving action here as long as I can. Sports related. My middle son, Tate, ran in an Ironman in Madison yesterday and completed it in around 14 hours. And I think it was I don't even imagine ever wanting to do the work it takes to then be able to do non-stopping action for 14 hours. So I just want to say congratulations to Tate. I appreciate him. God, what a day. You just following along on an app and you don't know how he's doing. It was weird. I did my own triathlon, by the way. I smoked cigars, had barbecue, and watched football. So in my own version of a triathlon, and it took most of the day as well. So I got that going for me. John, Dan,
I heard you're pretty experienced at that one.
See, I'm practically professional.
Yeah.
And really, isn't that, doesn't everyone have their own true triathlon in that sense?
See, that's the headiness I need from you, Dan. Yes. It's
I am
funny
impressed.
My kid talks about the endorphin run. I say the endorphin run, like you run a lot and you get the endorphins. I get that if I hit 2 balls in a row on the golf course well. I get that rush, and I don't get all worn out in between. I don't understand the thought process between these people, but I just want to throw it out there. Anyway, thank you for indulging me. Let's just go through the weekend as it unfolded for us. This show was 100% correct with his Goldie Gopher crap schedule to start. You smile. You wore your hat, John. Your Gopher hat. What an embarrassing win. 66-0. Still another 6 minutes to play, but because Lightning hit, the other team ran for the exits. We're done. We're out of here. This wasn't even a ball game. We should be ashamed. Your thoughts, John, as you wear his hat?
Yeah, that was a little over the top. Now, we were talking before the show. We're not the only program that does this.
Let me throw a few out. Thank you for that. Ohio State over Grambling, 70-0. 69-3, Oregon over Oklahoma State. There are other good ones in here. Let me get to them. 77-3, Florida State taking East Texas A&M. If you knew there was an East Texas A&M, everyone's like, what? And let's see, Alabama, UL Monroe, 73-0. This stuff's got to stop. Utah against Cal Poly, 63-9. This is just ways to get to your, what do you need, 6 wins to get to a tournament? It's crap. Dan?
They've got their, they've got to let their 4th and 5th stringers play play at some point. Alabama, those guys who are, come on, Alabama, especially if it's a home game. Alabama teams like Alabama have got 120 kids on the sideline. No limits there.
You are going to look for positives. There's no positiveness. Did you guys?
Oklahoma State was one of them that got destroyed. I mean, they are a team that they're at least at the Minnesota level of consistency over the years. They've been a great team every once in a while. So that's just what happened there.
John buys his hat at halftime. I don't even know. Oh my God, it's 56-60. I think it was 60. Yeah. It must have been 59-0. John, I want to throw this out to you. You wear the hat. If I had purchased tickets to that crap ball game, I'd want my money back. First, they didn't finish the game. Second, I did not play to see the third string quarterback and the third string wide receiver whomping up on some team I also don't know. And I throw out to you this Darius Taylor, our great running back. He pulled up injured. You're playing in a nothing game, meaning nothing, and yet now how many more things I got to say that prove me right? That was a stupid game to play.
Well, the game still means something, Al. I mean, it adds to the record of us and all those other teams you mentioned.
Okay. Yes, that is exactly what it does.
Pro teams will put in their bench players when they have a big lead in almost every sport. Basketball.
You have to. Yes. But we set this up. This isn't us, the Twins, everybody getting to play the White Sox, so our third stringers are going to come in. That's not how that works. You play everybody. That's how baseball works, basketball works.
Well,
in football, the same. But college, we can go beat up on the Sisters of the Poor.
It was supposed to be Bowling Green. Now, not that they're, a great powerhouse of football, but they're certainly got a little more recognition than Northwestern of Louisiana. So I think at the time Bowling Green said, no, we're not going to do this game. We're moving. There were a few options left for the Gophers to pick. And some team decided to swallow their pride and take the $500,000 and say, okay, we'll do it.
What if you were the parents of the guys that went to Northwestern State, Dan? You're there, you want your kid to play, have some fun, and the school sold them for $500,000 for the afternoon to bring money into the school and have you embarrassed across the state. Good times.
I got to see my kid on TV.
See him getting pushed around, see him getting tackled. That's exactly right. If you went to that college, you'd be mad as all get out. I mean, there's just no reason for it. We have to find a way. We worry about all the stuff, how much money the kids can make, NIL, how much money they're going to give back. How about we do something to get some integrity in the game, and you start lining teams up? And these top teams are going to play, and these middle teams will play, and there might be a little crossover, but you and the top of the middle aren't playing the bottom of the bottom. We're going to start setting the schedule. Why is the NCAA not setting up their own schedules and be in charge of it?
Good question.
Wow, thank you very much, Dan.
The schools will all have to agree to that.
Money.
Well, of course they'd have to agree to it, but it would make a better product. You're NCAA. You want our $20 million we're sending to your school? Sign this little contract, because we're going to start playing teams of like-mindedness, or at least level as far as we can tell. They'll still be blowout games, but oh my God, Ohio State going up against Grambling.
Then you would have the Northwesterns of the world going, hey, you're taking my $500,000. What are you doing?
Yeah, we're trying to make everything better. We're trying to lift all boats. Now you might have a chance of actually winning a ball game.
I don't get my $500,000 anymore.
Every team gets $20 million from them. Sign it. $20 million or $500,000. You make the call. It's just bad. I'm sorry. It's bad football. It isn't fun to watch. I tuned out. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This is not worth the time. That's just where I'm saying. Speaking of not worth the time, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on them. Major League Baseball, your Minnesota Twins. 80 losses this season. Did any of us call that going in? We're battling around, and all of a sudden, we haven't won. I don't think we've won a series since the All-Star break. I don't know. I'd have to look. Maybe
won yesterday. Come on, they won. Yeah, but no, 80 maybe in a worst case scenario.
This is the worst case.
But we still got we still have a lot of games left. So
they'll hit 90. They'll hit 90 losses.
Yeah. And
see that's
outside chance at 100. So
that is utterly embarrassing. I don't know, 20 games. I guess they could. Yeah. Here's what I wanted to ask you about.
90 for sure.
Buxton hits his 30th home run, and all 12 of the people in the stadium thought, "Wow, that was really impressive." This is so sad for him, right? I mean, he's having an all-star year. This is everything we wanted Buxton to be. He's played all season long, and no one is there. Does he stick around?
10 in the MVP? Yeah, he's going to be top 10 in the MVP list voting. But at the same time, how can you be the MVP? How can you be a league MVP if your team is this bad? And I don't know.
It's sort of like what Mike Trout goes through. Although the Angels are having a little better season, but he's languished on that team as a star for how many years? And the Angels. When's the last time the Angels went to the postseason?
Yeah. It's just sad to see him finally reach his peak, and here we are burying him in a crap team. I have to answer one other thing back to the Gophers, because I wrote it down and then I forgot to read it. The cornerback Nestor for the Gophers came out, said, jumping around, we're the best defense in the country. We can take on anyone. Now, Flex.
Oh, John hangs his own head at that.
The coach has this thing called "be delusional." That's their catchphrase this year. Everybody can, think of the best thing, but that's delusional. I can't wait for Ohio State to come in here, and let's just see what the quarterback has to say. That, I mean, these are 18-year-old kids. You give them some slack, but that's cray-cray, isn't it, John?
Yeah, it sounded like something a high school player might say. And I'm like, really? You just beat up on some cream puffs here. Don't get carried away.
Jan, you want to weigh in on how great the defense is for? Obviously, they shut out Northwestern State.
How can you? What can you say? What can you complain about so far, right? What can you complain?
And the paper had listed all the things were like number 1 or number 2 in as far as sacks, and it's like, yeah. And once we get anybody on the field, we'll see if that holds up. Anyway,
but if they're playing defense against me. They're gonna have great numbers.
The Al Travis Show team. I'll pull together a whole team of us, and we'll go see how we do against the Gophers. All right, I got to go to break. We come back. Of course, real sports are starting, and I'm very excited about it. We'll talk Vikings right after this.
Are you tired of government overreach and the constant threat to your constitutional rights? The Upper Midwest Law Center is your legal sword and shield. We're a nonprofit law firm fighting every day to defend free speech, religious liberty, and the rule of law. We secure landmark victories that restore school neutrality, protect property rights, and hold government accountable. Our mission is to ensure liberty endures for all Minnesotans. So if you or your business is facing a constitutional violation, we want to hear from you. Learn more and support our work at umlc.org.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning and a comprehensive approach. At Midwest Money Management, our mission is to provide you with the knowledge, tools, and confidence to feel comfortable financially today and secure about tomorrow. Learn more at MidwestMoneyManagement.com. That's MidwestMoneyManagement.com.
Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Inc., Midwest Money Management, and JW Cole Financial Inc. and JW Cole Advisors Inc. are unaffiliated entities.
It's nice to know a guy that knows a guy. Al Travis.
We know him, we love him. The guys at the end of the bench, John and Dan. All right, first weekend of football will be ended this evening after your Minnesota Vikings take on the Bears. Any games so far that stick out? I tried to watch some yesterday. Just because I'm not an Aaron fan, I was hoping that Steelers would lose to the Jets, but They won, so that wasn't a great deal. And the Packers-Lions, I mean, who do you root for? But out of that 27-13 Packer win, what I saw was, holy crap, that Micah Parsons is, good God, he's good.
He is a beast. Yes, he is. He's the real deal.
Yeah. And we're going to play him
It's,
2 times.
We knew it already. We knew that already, but to see him do it, oof.
Should they be allowed to lie to us? They said that he possibly wasn't going to play much because of a sore back. Then he's in there just kicking butt all over the place.
I was surprised at that score. I guess not that Green Bay won, but that Detroit only mustered 13 points. And is all that stuff going to come true about the predictions of Detroit when the coaches left and blah blah blah? Remains to be seen. But,
well, I think it shows. I mean, early on, Green Bay is really the team we're worried about, right? And we'll see how Chicago goes. But isn't it's Green Bay's to lose according to the prognosticators on TV? Am I wrong?
Well,
no.
Okay, it's sad.
What
I
are you
hate
gonna
them,
say?
but yeah, that Micah Parsons, bad back and all, he's going to make things much harder, and that's not good for us. On the other side, we come up now against the Bears. I guess it makes sense because we have a 13-14 games winning season last year. We have the 6th hardest record in all of the NFL to play. I don't know if that includes the Bears. What are our thoughts on the game tonight, Dan? We'll start with you.
It's not as, I mean, look at the point spread. It's not it's not as much of a slam dunk as we would have thought in recent previous years. So that's that the new head coach was that Ben Johnson is bringing in a lot of excitement. They have an offensive scheme that might stand up well against a heavy blitz defense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they blitz well, it doesn't matter. If Flores' defense does what they're supposed to do, it shouldn't matter. But I think the Vikings I think the Vikings have their hands full. This is not this does not contribute obviously to their schedule, but that's a big reason why. I mean, I'm seeing some of the national prognosticators coming up with 9-8 and 8-9 seasons for the Vikings. Just combination of tougher schedule and the JJ unknown factor.
The unknown. Yeah, now they have us down 1.5 points. I presume that means they expect us to win by 1.5. You got to give the -1. Fine. You get the field goal. It's home for the Bears. So they're thinking we should win this, is I guess what the money's on. John, you good with that?
I think they will win, but it's going to be a tough game. Like Dan said, a few years back, you used to look at the Bears on the schedule and go, "Oh, there's a couple wins coming our way." They've been close the last year or two, just missing out. And the big question mark, of course, we have is JJ. Now, if he can stand in the pocket and he can connect with, Jefferson and Thielen and Hawkinson and some of the other guys, I think they can make it happen. But that O-line will be tested. We know that's been a suspect for a few years. So I'll be watching to see the O-line give him protection. I'll be watching to see him, stand in the pocket, not get rattled, and show that arm.
I'm predicting Minnesota win 24-17. I think JJ, even though this is his home opener and it's Monday night, I think that's the same. You're either going to be nervous, you're not going to be nervous, he's going to handle or he's not. I don't care. It's Monday night. I think it's a big win by 7 points. Give me a number, Dan. By the way, the over-under is 43.5.
I saw that 40. That seems low.
Seems
for
like
an NFL game.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? What's your number?
I think it's right. So I'm actually going to go with Vikings 17-14, just barely covering the spread.
All right, and John, boy, I'll never get to sleep.
I was thinking 19-16. It's still the black and blue division. They're going to beat up on each other.
I love the idea.
Might see a lot of field goals in this game.
I think we're going to know a whole lot by the time you and I'll get together again on Friday. Dan, real quick, I got 20 seconds. Where's the play? Where can we get the tickets?
Sweeney Todd tickets at theater55.org, theater with a R-E at the end instead of E-R, theater55.org. Sweeney Todd, it'll be a nice little pre-Halloween Gore fest.
We'll talk more about that as we go. More coming up.
Dust from gravel roads and driveways does more than make